Hello, everyone, and welcome to my YouTube Live today. My name is Megan Graham, and today I'm actually here to talk about the Lifewave Patches. Specifically, today we are going to be talking about this is one of my favorite patches. This is the Aeon patch. And Aeon is a really fascinating patch that we are going to be getting into today. It is one of the most popular patches that I recommend for people when they are starting out with Lifewave. And I think we are going to go into a little bit of why that is, but here's a little bit of the backstory with the Aeon patch. So the Aeon patch was actually created because of Suzanne Summers. Suzanne Summers had an idea, and she brought this idea to David Schmidt, who is the creator of these patches, and said most people these days are getting sick because of stress and because of inflammation. A lot of people have heard the word inflammation kind of, throughout their lives, but many people don't realize that inflammation is something that can affect most of us. And so this is the patch that Suzanne Summers created to support the body with these things. And I figured I would talk about it a little bit today. If you're in the chat and you would like to drop in and let me know, are you wearing Lifewave patches now? Where are you from? Feel free to hop into the chat and also let me know any questions that you have. So I made some notes today. I really wanted to stay on track, and I also wanted to give you guys some other ideas and teach you some of the other ways holistically that you can support your body and support healthier levels of inflammation, and I'll explain why. So first of all, the Aeon patch helps you to relax. And this might not seem that important to some of you, but we live in a society where there is so much stress, so much hustle and bustle. I mean, I know that when I walk into my husband's office in the morning, he already has the news going, and most of the news is not good. So we definitely live in stressful times. This patch was actually designed to help you with that. So it helps you to manage or reduce stress. And I think that most of us, if we're being honest, have at least some stress. And we all know that stress can lead to disease. So it's really important that we manage our stress. This also supports healthy levels of inflammation. And again, you might think that you don't have inflammation. And I used to think the same thing too, until I actually had quite a few different blood tests done that would actually test how much inflammation I had. And I was super shocked to find out that my inflammation levels were far, far beyond what was healthy, even at what I consider to be a pretty young age. So let's talk a little bit about what can unchecked inflammation cause. And this isn't medical advice, guys, but this is, it's pretty well known that inflammation is sort of a bridge to a lot of other issues in our body, and it's never really leading to good things. So inflammation, unchecked, especially chronic inflammation, can lead to cancer, heart disease, brain damage. Think things like Alzheimer's, diabetes, GI disorders, and mental illness, even things like anxiety and depression. Because if you think about it, inflammation is going to be a part of every system in your body, including your brain. And if your brain is inflamed, sometimes it's not going to work quite as well. So you can see why it's really important that we find ways to support our body and holistic and healthy things that we can do with our lifestyle, to make a big difference for our inflammation. And I'm going to go into a few of those things. If you're enjoying this YouTube and you're learning anything at all, I would love it if you could take a moment to hit the thumbs up button. It makes such a big difference for my channel. And if you have not purchased Lifewave patches before and you would like to do a consultation with me, I have my email in the description, and you can send me an email. I just want to get to these comments too. Owen Wright says, and hello, Owen, I wear X39 and X49, and you are from England. That is awesome. How long have you been wearing those patches? And Bobby says, and hello, Bobby, it's nice to see you here. Bobby says, hey, Megan, my husband and I are both wearing X39 and X49 and Aeon, and I love them. I think that is such a great combination, Bobby. How long have you been wearing the patches? That's one of my favorite combinations, and I love that you're wearing the Aeon too. Guys, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up. It is free, and it really makes a difference for my channel. It helps to promote my videos. It tells YouTube that you are watching and enjoying my content. And it means a lot to me too. So this is my personal channel and I spend my time coming on here and I really try to bring something to you and to bring the various things that I have learned in my own personal health journey. And I hope it makes a difference for you. So some of the ways that we can help to actually get our inflammation under control. So of course I wear the Aeon patches so that I can support healthy levels of inflammation, and also the X39. These are one of my favorite combinations for doing that. But beyond that, holistically, here's some other ideas for you. Anti-inflammatory foods. So fruits and vegetables, nuts, seeds, fatty fish, turmeric, ginger, cinnamon, and garlic. A really delicious drink you can make is something called golden milk. Sometimes at night, I will warm up a little bit of milk. I put in turmeric and maybe a little honey or something to sweeten it. That is so great for gut inflammation and for inflammation in your entire body. So obviously foods are going to make a big difference. And you also want to reduce the inflammatory foods that you would be eating, processed, sugar, saturated fat, fried foods, flour, all those things are inflammatory. Of course, alcohol is inflammatory too. So reducing those things, not making those the cornerstone of our diet, makes a huge difference. And regular moderate intensity exercise, walking is perfect for this, swimming, anything that is really gentle. Some people like to do yoga, also great for reducing our inflammation. Stress management, and again, that goes back to wearing the Aeon patch. So managing your stress, be it through meditation, deep breathing, taking walks, just having quiet time and actually getting rest. All of these things are very important for reducing your inflammation. And Bobby says, I've been wearing for 3 months. It says I'm spinal cord injury I have a spinal cord injury with severe osteoporosis. These helped my body recover. I'm so glad to hear that. And you're only 3 months in, which to me is just the very, very beginning. So I'm really excited to hear about what happens to you over the next year or so, because I think it's that long-term use of the patches where they can make such a big difference. Does anybody have any questions, or would you like to add any ways that you personally, things that you do to reduce inflammation in your body? When you do these things, you won't necessarily notice a difference right away. I think just like the patches, if you do things to support healthier levels of inflammation, you might not be seeing a difference for, 30 days, 60 days, but you will see the difference if you consistently make these changes. Sleep. So quality sleep for 7 to 9 hours per night is huge for reducing inflammation. It is such a healing thing. And I know so many people think they can shortchange it, and you truly can't. Green tea contains antioxidants that can reduce inflammation. Drinking water, which I know a lot of people don't drink enough water. And I just have to say, not just drinking water, but drinking really good quality filtered water. Love, could you call Sasha? Drinking water will help flush out toxins. So my husband and I, we actually make distilled water. You could do reverse osmosis as well. But something that is going to be, my husband's getting the cat that was crying in the background, something that is going to be super high quality, because if you think about it, if your water isn't good quality, then you're actually going to be adding other things that can further inflame your body. So drinking a lot of water, but making sure that it is good quality water. I personally don't drink water out of plastic bottles anymore, because you're actually drinking in microplastics, which is not a good thing. Kathy B, it's nice to see you, says, I found that Aeon calmed my nervous system. I can sit in the same room with my grandson while he's playing video games without the sound effects driving me nuts. That is definitely a huge difference, Kathy, and I know what you mean. I think without something like Aeon, sometimes we can have a little bit of sensory overload, and wearing something like the Aeon just makes everything more manageable. I think everybody should be wearing the Aeon, especially when they spend time with family over the holidays, and it would go so much better. Personally, I think that a lot of the things that happen in the world when people are I don't know how to say it, but freaking out about various things. It's actually that they have so much inflammation that they're having trouble coping with various things. So getting our inflammation down helps us to better cope with our daily life. So this is something that I do a lot. And I'm not saying, by the way, that you need to do all of these things if you want to reduce your inflammation, but this is a really great thing to do. I have something called a PEMF mat, and that is a pulsed electromagnetic frequency mat. I lay on it. I spend about probably 8 minutes a day on it. It's a fairly quick thing. And this is another way to reduce your inflammation. So it improves blood flow, which we all know is a really good thing, and it reduces inflammation and swelling. I've had my mat for about probably 7 years now, and it makes such a big difference. I sleep better with it. It's just overall something that makes a huge difference for me. And then my last thing that I do and that anyone can do is red light. So red light therapy reduces production of inflammatory mediators, improves blood circulation, and enhances cellular repair. So these are all some different ways. And also, Owen says I use a hydrogen water machine, which is great. I'm sure you still need to filter your water before you put it through the hydrogen water machine, because I have a hydrogen water bottle too, but it doesn't actually filter the water. It just adds hydrogen. And then Bobby said, cellularize, isn't it? Is it cellularize? Yes, cellularize. I thought it was cellularize for some reason. Is great to add to water. I'm sure it is. I haven't tried that Lifewave supplement yet, but I know a lot of people are really loving it. Bobby says she also uses a PEMF mat. My PEMF mat, I got it. One of my husband's friends is in the business of basically doing rehabilitation work for golfers. And he actually recommended this mat to me, and I was amazed by what a big difference it made for my body. So at the time, I was riding horses and doing some show jumping. And after using the mat for 4 or 5 days, I showed up and I was taking a horseback riding lesson. And my teacher stopped me and said, "Megan, what are you doing differently? Why are you riding so much better?" And I said, "Well, the only thing I'm doing differently is I got a PEMF mat that I borrowed for a few days, and it seems to be making a big difference." And my riding instructor was from Argentina, and he said that in Argentina, they actually use PEMF mats to heal horses faster. So these are obviously things I didn't get all of this stuff at the same time. And I know not everybody is going to use all of these biohacking tools. And some of them are so much more, some of them are much easier than other things. Almost any of us can go for a walk, not everybody, but many of us can go for a walk. Many of us can find a way to filter our water and to drink more water. Sleep is free. It's just a matter of being able to actually get it. But as you lower your inflammation, it's really fascinating to see the way that you can start to feel differently. So when my inflammation was at its very highest, I actually had an unbelievable amount of anxiety, and I was experiencing depression. This was very unusual for me, not my normal way of being. It's never really happened before. And so I worked with my doctor, did some tests, and worked to get down my inflammation. And the fascinating thing was that even though I wasn't taking anything for anxiety or depression, as my inflammation lowered, I naturally felt happier and more calm, less anxious, and the depression actually lifted. And that was just a matter of actually reducing my inflammation. So again, I'm not giving medical advice. I'm not telling you that if you're on a medication, et cetera, that you shouldn't be on it. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'm certainly not telling you what to do with your body. But these are just ideas. It can truly make a difference as well in your general pain levels. So if you have an unbelievable level of inflammation, it is not unusual for that inflammation to show up as pain. So if you're in pain, it's something to consider. If you have neck pain, if you have body pain, inflammation is always something that can be an issue. Does anybody have anything that they would like to add about this subject? I always love to hear from you guys. I love to know what your thoughts are as far as how this affects you. And so if you would like to add anything, please feel free. My everyday patch, the one that I always wear, is always going to be the X39. I don't wear Aeon every single day, but I will say, especially if I have any kind of pain or discomfort, I personally am always going to put that patch on because it makes a big difference for me. And so that is my favorite combination. And if anybody wonders why, when I have a customer that comes to me, so I walk a lot of people through what patches would be best personally for them. When people contact me, a lot of times we spend, 10 or 15 minutes on the phone and we figure out what patches would be right for them. If someone has any issues at all with their health, I'm always going to recommend the Aeon to support their body. And it really goes back to the fact that now we understand that chronic levels of inflammation are truly affecting our health. So we know that if we have any diagnosed issues, there has to be inflammation. It is always present with all of those things. So I hope you guys find this helpful. If you guys don't have any questions, I'm probably going to wrap this YouTube up a little bit early, but I'm going to just leave this open in case you have any questions. On Mondays, I always do a meeting with my Lifewave team after my YouTube. So if nobody has any questions, I'll probably just go and finish prepping for my meeting. But I would love to hear from you guys in the comments. This is definitely the time to reach me if you'd like to ask me anything. Owen asked, do you know when the Lifewave water machine is on sale? I hear it is good for information. I do not know. So they haven't told me when it's going to be on sale. I know it's going to be within the year, but I haven't heard any chatter about when that will be. I think it's going to be a really amazing water machine. I can't wait for it to come out. David is always thinking of the best things for sure. These patches, interestingly, so these are not recommended for dogs. The company doesn't do that, but I do use these on my dogs. And this is also the patch that I use if there are fireworks or if there's a maintenance person coming in and my dogs are going to be stressed out. I add this patch to my dog's collar as well, and it makes such a big difference. They do all wear X39 on a daily basis, and I've noticed that it has made a huge difference. So, well, it's always nice to see you guys on here. If you are looking to make an appointment with me and you're a new Lifewave client, please feel free to send me an email. My email address is in the I think it's in the description. You can also purchase directly through my website. And if you are not my client, always feel free to write me on my YouTube. The only people that I specifically give recommendations to and work with through email are my clients, because there are a lot of them. So, please know that if you need to reach me and you're not my client, I do come on here every single Monday. So always hop on with your questions and things like that. This is my place where I try to make myself available to help as many people as I can at the same time. Bobby says, thank you for your videos. I use them every time I speak to new clients. They're very easy for people to understand. My pleasure. I'm so glad that they're helpful for you, Bobby. Thank you so much for letting me know. I try to keep it as simple as possible. I love the patches. They are something that I do every day, and they've made a big difference. Especially, I can never believe it, but especially in my skin. I'm 48, and when I look at the difference in my skin, it is crazy. I just realized I did forget to put my mascara on today, so it looks like I'm a little sleepy. I was talking to my mom when I was getting ready for my video, and I totally forgot. So anyway, well, everybody, it was nice to see you as always. If you would like to speak to me about being my Lifewave client, please feel free to email me and check out the rest of my playlist. I have so many videos up about all of these things, so definitely check out my videos as well. And I hope to see you guys on here. I will be on next Monday at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. See you guys soon. Bye.